Howdy everyone, I'm Guiding Light, and this video I'll be ranking every final boss from every 3D Zelda game to date. Please feel free to absolutely fight me on this topic, as my opinion doesn't speak for everyone. I love these games dearly and I've always wanted to share my opinion on them. Without further ado, let's get into it. First up, Skyward Sword, Demise. Once you have beaten Girahim, you will get transported to a different realm where Demise just stands there, menacingly looking at the great beyond, not even noticing you. The sky starts to dim as the battle commences. Demise blocks any direction in which you attack, preventing any damage from being dealt. You have to time your parries greatly, as one missed time will get you comboed into oblivion. And if you're not using a Hylian shield, it will absolutely obliterate it, rendering you defenseless. A true test of strength. His second phase is where he ups the ante. He calls down a bolt of lightning which resembles a skyward strike and uses it to attack you. My favourite thing about this boss is the ability to steal his lightning, foiling his plan and absolutely destroying him. Once you knock him down, you can perform a devastating final blow on the fallen god, launching in the air, catching a lightning bolt, plunging a sword deep into his chest, setting in motion a timeline which we all know and love today. Once you have escaped the destruction of Ganon's castle, you believe that the game is over. You think, this is it, I've done it. But for people who have played the game before, they know that's not the case. Link approaches and Ganon bursts through the rubble, using the full strength of the Triforce of Power to his advantage, turning into Ganon, a beast with unparalleled strength. At the start of the fight, he knocks away your sword, leaving you to use the Megaton Hammer, or in this case the Begoron sword, to deal damage to Ganon's tail. The sky is dark as the battle goes on. You have to roll under his legs to escape his devastating attacks, just inches away from being knocked down. Once you knock him down, you'll be able to get your Master Sword back, as it's the only weapon that can deal the final hit to end Ganon's torment of the lands of Hyrule. Twilight Princess Ganondorf is similar in a way to Skyward Sword's Demise, but has its own unique flair to it. It is a battle to the death, light versus dark. You have to stab him in the chest to register hits against him. My favourite part of this boss is here you can clash swords and you can see the sheer determination in both of their eyes, really trying their best to overcome their enemy. Once you do enough hits, similar to Demise, you knock them down and then you jump in the air and finish him, making Ganondorf scream as loud as he can, absolutely in terror, and then you find that the battle is won. Calamity Ganon has two phases, the good one and the boring one. I will mainly be talking about the good one. In this fight, Calamity Ganon uses an arsenal which are picked from the different Divine Beast bosses that you have fought along the way. This amalgamation is not a difficult boss, but there is a lot of waiting which is annoying. You have to use the weapons which are at your side, you have to use flurry rushes, arrows, the whole 9 yards to beat this foul beast. I absolutely love the design of the boss, and the music is superb. Not my favourite boss, but a strong contender. I personally use stasis to stun him, but the beauty of this game is that you can use whatever you want. This boss is a test to see if you are able to overcome your enemy and display courage while fighting. This boss is pretty bad. You just wait until the glowing parts of the beast's body is glowing, and then you just shoot it with the bow of light. Not much. You just wait and wait, and then when Zelda tells you to, you go to the front and then jump up, and then boom, you killed it. Wind Waker Ganondorf is pretty simple in my opinion. A 2-on-1 duel where you fight against Ganondorf. The boss was pretty boring in my opinion. You just wait for openings and the area isn't that appealing to me. However, I do like the use of the mirror shield to bounce the light arrows towards Ganondorf. I thought that was a nice touch, but I think they could have improved it in a multitude of ways. Even the soundtrack isn't appealing to me. I do have to say the ending final hit is awesome as you roll around him and deliver the final blow to his head, turning him into stone. But overall I wouldn't rate this highly. However, the cutscene beforehand where King Rome touches the Triforce and uses it was stellar, as it was so dramatic. The inclusion of Zelda in the boss fight was also a good addition. This is a first in the Zelda franchise, having a separate character help you join a final boss, but I really do feel like it could have been more, as it was such a great game to play through. It was filled with life, but the boss fight was disappointing to me. What a shame. Last but not least, Majora's Mask. It's a unique and fun boss. It can, in very specific scenarios, use the masks you have collected along the way, which I like. The use of the different boss masks, which used to be a thing you lug around, now has become something that actively fights you. The boss is great. I love the different phases, progressively getting harder as the battle goes on, and getting better each second. That's only if you don't use Fierce Deity, that is. With it, it doesn't even count as a boss, but it's very fun when fighting it as normal Link. I love how colourful the room is, and the boss generally is a great boss. A fight for Terminal. A great game with a great ending. Hey, you made it to the end! I have my final tier list on all the game's final bosses, and I just wanted to thank you for watching. The games are great and you should definitely play them. So, here it is.